So as I said earlier, N.T. Wright talks about you cannot explain the rise of early Christianity without the resurrection. You read Bart Ehrman, The Triumph of Christianity, as I quoted earlier again, and he even cites that the Christians that Paul, Saul of Tarsus, was persecuting, so within 3 years of the crucifixion, and Saul of Tarsus is persecuting these Christians. They already believe in the resurrection at that point. Now, Ehrman and Crossan and a few others, they acknowledge that the resurrection is a part of early Christianity, and you can't explain Christianity without the resurrection. But they explain away the resurrection. For example, Ehrman, in a debate that I watched, explained that the early disciples probably had hallucinations or visions. And now one of the places where that absolutely breaks down is when we talk about first century Judaism and the Messiah, and this idea that the disciples had visions or hallucinations and then went out and changed the world based on their things. Well, first of all, you have first century Jews converting other first century Jews, and the message is that a dead Messiah really was the Messiah. Okay, a dead Messiah was really resurrected, but it was done in a non-bodily form. Okay. And now the dead Messiah after his resurrection can be anybody. So these first century Jews are going around telling other first century Second Temple Jews these things. So manipulate your religion, mutate your religion, and by the way, give up your identity. We see that in the book of Acts, and we see that in the early church. The moving away from kosher, the moving away from circumcision, the moving away from temple, the moving away from all things first century Second Temple Jew. Not only that, but they were able to convince first century Jews that had not followed Jesus before his death to now follow him after his death. They also start taking passages out of the Old Testament and convincing Jews that he had fulfilled them, although he hadn't. And by the way, they also convinced them that let's take this message and extend it to the Gentiles. So as you can see, which takes a little bit more faith, to believe that God raised Jesus from the dead, or to believe that first century Second Temple Jews had subjective hallucinations or visions and then went about doing all of this. So where the critic admits that you need the resurrection, they fail to give an adequate explanation of the resurrection.